was about to taste test my dog's treats when I got a really weird DM. I picked up my phone to see that it was from Selena Gomez. She asked me, can I come to your house right now? Well, it looks like I'm keeping my eye out for Selena. I was getting ready for our date when the news turned on.
Breaking news, Selena Gomez has gone off the rails and is robbing random people.
But I gotta keep an eye out for Selena.
Nicki Minaj wasn't joking. I followed Nicki's advice and I grabbed a spoon and I put it to my eye and kept an eye out for Selena. But then she had DM'd me again. This time she said, I'm outside. Oh no. When Selena Gomez has gone crazy, scoop out your eyeballs so that she won't burn your house down, kidnap your whole family. No, please. Everything is not what it seems. She's at my door trying to get in. I will call the police. I think I'm in trouble, finna hide in the trees because everything is not what it seems. I was enjoying some banana on the cob when I realized lockdown is over here. So I got in the car, hit the gas, and drove to the closest thrift store, and I went thrifting. When I walked in the thrift store, I passed by the toy aisle, and there was a doll on the bottom shelf playing this really creepy song. And I know some dolls are cursed, but it's only $2, and the demon can keep me company, so I bought it. My mask is falling. Anyways, I brought it home, but when I looked at it again, I noticed there was a note attached to the bottom that read, "Make a wish or you'll float too!" And I thought, that's Pennywise's line. This doll's gonna get sued for copying the movie It before it possesses me. But I do be scared of demons though. So I wished for the first thing that I could think of, which was an air fryer. Then after making my wish, I went to bed. I woke up the next morning to the birds chirping, the sunshine, and 300-pound air fryer on my chest, crushing me to the point where I couldn't breathe. I finally got it off and thought, you know what, Mr. Demon? Thank you for the air fryer. It's not exactly how Amazon would have delivered it, but I like your vision. Then I realized I have another wish left. I was thinking, what do I want more of? Some fire shoes. So I said, I want some fire.
You want fire?
No. I was about to play Subway Surfers while enjoying a banana. But then, someone commented this. So, I took an Uber in the middle of the night all the way over to the Netflix headquarters, and when I got there, I hopped the security fence and snuck into the building until I was stopped dead in my tracks by a security guard. I started freaking out. But then, I messed up my hair and face and made myself look like my twin nose Centineo. All of a sudden, the guard was starstruck and he asked for my autograph. So I signed it as no centimeter, and then he let me in. I was sneaking through the garage like a freaking FBI agent when I passed the mainframe computer that stores every Netflix show ever. And I had to make a decision. Would I walk into the studio where they were filming the kissing booth number 9342 or save the world by deleting the movie Despicable Me from existence entirely? I guess I had accidentally alerted the guards because they were chasing me, so I had to make a decision quick. So I gave up my dreams of having a Netflix original series and deleted Despicable Me from existence forever! Dun dun! This morning when I woke up, I reached over to my light to turn it on, and it didn't. At first I thought the bulb died because it's $4 from IKEA, but then I looked at my iPad and it didn't charge overnight. And I realized I don't have any power. So I grabbed 4 blankets and wrapped myself up to conserve heat. Even though I accidentally left 2 candles burning overnight, oops, I was still cold. So I decided to go upstairs and make myself a hot beverage to stay warm. And I can make coffee, but that's literally bean water. Or I can make matcha, which is just Shrek's ashes. So I ended up grabbing the matcha because I hate coffee. And I went to grab a cup, but they were all freaking dirty and gross. So I boiled some water in my kettle, which apparently Americans don't have. Like, let me know if you have a tea kettle or if that's just a British thing, love. Anyways, I poured some matcha and then the water after it. And then I went to grab the cup and I burned my hand on the glass, which was really fun. And I didn't have any cream because the fridge was warm from the electricity being out. So I took my blankets off and I gave it a test. And mama, let me tell you, it tasted like if dirt had a butthole. I ended up spitting it out. And then I poured the rest out on the concrete. But the water had rehydrated Shrek's ashes and he came back to life. So I was pre-rinsing my dishes in some nasty swamp water when my worst nightmare happened. A piece of soggy, mushy, dishwater-soaked food touched my finger. I screamed and I flung it on the counter, and I thought there must be a less painful way to make sure my dishes are clean. And then all of a sudden, the food said,
"Hey, listen,"
and rolled over to some finished Quantum Ultimate tabs for my dishwasher. I don't know why people don't use their dishwasher and prefer to rinse dishes with their hands. Do you enjoy having your hands in food soup? Anyways, I popped the tab in and started it when the food told me that pre-rinsing wastes up to 75 liters of water per load. So from now on, I will be skipping the rinse because the finished Quantum Ultimate tabs have enough power to destroy the dried on food stuck on the plate, and there will be up to 75 liters of water saved. With all my saved time and water, I went outside to explore nature because for every purchase of finished Quantum Ultimate, Finish Canada will donate $1 to the Nature Conservancy of Canada, up to $25,000. Because Canada has 20% of the world's freshwater, and we need to protect it, starting with small changes like using finished Quantum Ultimate and skipping the pre-rinse. This little thing right here is called a window popper. What it's meant to do is pop a window if you're ever trapped in a car so you can get out. But I found that it works on any type of glass. So after I tried it on a picture frame and saw that that worked, I thought, what happens if I try and use this on my front entrance window? So it's 4 a.m. and I'm up thinking, do dogs go to heaven? Like, the only dogs that know what happens when they die are all dead. And the ones that come back and get doggy CPR can't speak English to tell us where they went. Like, I need to know if they're okay. That's why I'm teaching my dog English. That way, if she ever sees chocolate in the backyard and eats it, and then freaking dies and I have to give her mouth-to-mouth CPR to bring her back to life, then she can tell me where she went and I'll tell the CIA where all dogs go after they die. And we'll use top secret technology to open up a portal to their dimension. And I myself will travel there and free all the animals. Oh my gosh, I'm in freaking animal heaven. Look, over there, it's Harambe. Come on, buddy. Oh my gosh, and over there's Grumpy Cat. I forgot you died. That's so sad. Come on. Wait a second. Is that a squid? I hate squids. Just as I was closing the portal to animal heaven, I made sure every last squid was left in there. Then I connected to Heaven's Bluetooth speaker and played Dance Monkey on repeat for the rest of eternity at full volume. So people used to say I look a lot like Noah Centineo, but then he grew a beard and bleached it, and now if you ever say I look like him, I will cry. But then I thought, I have a prime opportunity to impersonate him. Now, I can't grow a blonde beard in 10 seconds, but I know someone that has what I need. I grabbed my dog Kobe and cut off a little bit of her hair and taped it to my cheeks. It felt a little bit uncomfy because she has fleas and they got mad and started biting me, but whatever. I looked in the mirror and thought, oh my god, I'm Noah Centineo. Now I just need to post from his Instagram account and tell people to send me $3 million so I can buy 3 million refrigerators and leave them open and stop climate change. I was logging into his account, but I didn't know his password. First I tried 1, 2, 3, 4, and what the? It worked! Just as I was about to make the post, I got a call from the FBI. They said, you've been caught hacking. We're gonna drop a nuke on your house. I screamed, ah! And I grabbed everything I love and got in my car and drove as fast as I could. But as I was driving, I was like, wow, these clouds are so beautiful. It looks so peaceful out. Oh, I'm about to drive off the road.
Today, I made a New Year's resolution to stop filling up my gas car with diesel just because it's cheaper. Because last time I did that, it started smoking when I was driving back from the gas station and then eventually burst into flames. So I've actually failed my first New Year's resolution because now I have no car to fill up with gas and it's 40 grand to repair the garage from fire damage. But I can't go to the bank because I don't have a car, so I walked in minus 40-degree weather to the car store and bought an electric car with all the money I made selling human organs off the black market. And it's really cute and it looks like a ladybug, and I drove it home and found out I can plug it in with the same charger as my phone. So I grabbed my dog and we went on a little mini road trip for about 47 minutes when my car died because apparently you can't charge a car with a phone charger. So now I'm stranded in the middle of nowhere, genuinely considering eating my Cheez-Its that I brought as a snack while I wait for the tow truck to come, obviously. Today I was in my car when I saw that the Amish were doing a pop-up shop, so obviously I had to go check it out because I don't believe that they're real. And when I pulled up to Simply Amish, I put my mask on because I don't want to give the entire colony the plague or something. And when I walked in, the employee was on a computer, and I was like, that's strange, not even supposed to have electricity. But I was walking around, and at first it seemed like a really expensive furniture store, and I was like, damn, these Amish are gonna be ballin'. But then I came across this door that was half open, which led to this scary basement that had all of these artifacts and paintings of Jesus, and then randomly a Rick and Morty Chia Pet, and some cards that I don't think are Amish appropriate, and then a Queen's Gambit board game, which... wouldn't that just be chess? Anyways, I felt the need to buy something so the Amish don't steal my organs. I got one of those popping toys where you put it on the ground and... Anyways, when I paid and got the bag, I noticed they slipped a key in it with a note saying, need escape? And then some coordinates, which I looked up online and found out they lead to their colony. So I think they tried recruiting me and let me know if I should drive up there and join them. Ever since Trump got banned off of every social media platform, I actually discovered the last way that he's been able to whine to his little Trump stands since he can't be on Twitter anymore. And you're probably wondering, what is it? Well, last January, my number got leaked online, and someone took my number and gave it to the Trump campaign. So they've been sending me non-stop texts, emails, and calling me like once a week.
To support Donald Trump.
And whenever they call me, I, politely decline. Anyways, since he's been banned, it's been real quiet until one day I was drinking Red Bull out of my frog mug on the balcony when a piece of paper hit me in the head from the sky and I saw a carrier pigeon flying away. Anyways, I looked at the note and it was a note from Trump himself saying he's bored and losing his job and needs $50. So you know what I did? I went looking for the perfect pigeon to send back to the president of the United States, and I found a strong young pigeon with just a dash of rabies. I showed it a picture of Trump, pointed it in the direction of the White House, and I said, fly, baby, fly. Today I went to go see Billie Eilish at Coachella, but before she came on, there was this dude wearing a big sparkly onesie who opened for her that kept staring at me, and I was thinking to myself, what's up, do you have a staring problem, buddy? But anyways, he did a little dancey dance thing, and Shrek was in the audience and seemed to love it, but his cameraman kept getting in the way and then turned to me, and the next thing I knew,
Rewind that. He put me on the big screen, and I freaked out and went behind the cameraman and started unplugging random cables from his camera, and it turned off the video on the screen. But anyways, then Billie Eilish came on and kept invading my personal space and staring at me, and I was like, do celebrities never get taught that staring is rude? Why are you yelling at me? But then she did her little dancey dance and left the stage, and I took a golf cart home from Coachella, and when I woke up the next morning, I checked my phone to see a DM from Billie herself asking if I was at her show with a winky face. And I replied, no, silly Billie, here's a restraining order, leave me alone. And I went back to bed. I was standing in the burnt rubble where my house used to be because 2 weeks ago I blew up my little TikTok candle, but I didn't blow it out hard enough, and it was right next to a roll of paper towel. And I went into the bathroom, but I had a gut feeling it wasn't out, so I went back in, and sure enough, I had to blow it out again. After that, I made a struggle meal out of the nasty cereal from the Lucky Charms and some Tic Tacs to really channel the flavor of my white heritage. And I took the pan off the burner, which was very close to a box of matches, and I was pouring it in a bowl as I was about to eat it when I realized I left the burner on. So I quickly ran over to the stove to turn it off, and I went back to my food, but I can't eat unless I'm watching something, so I turned on She-Ra, but like my freaking laptop was about to die, so I plugged it into my extension cable that also has every other thing that was plugged into it, and I realized that's probably not safe, so I just plugged it into the wall. And while I was watching my show, I got distracted, so I posted on my story that astrology isn't real because I felt like starting drama. And instantly, I had 37 curses placed on me. All the plates in my kitchen started floating, and then I went outside and my house got smited by lightning. So if anyone has a really nice and comfy cardboard box that I can sleep in, let me know. My friend's dog looked like a dust bunny, so we took him to the groomers and got him shaved, and now he looks like a little puffy cloud, and he's so cute, even though he kind of looks like a human in a dog suit, like that one meme of that dog. Anyways, when we got home, we were cuddling, but then I noticed that he was digging for something in the beanbag chair, and I was like so confused, like was he trying to make bread? But then I noticed there was smoke coming from the beanbag chair seams. At first, I thought I tipped over one of the hundreds of unattended candles I have lit at all times, but the chair like wasn't warm or anything, so I unzipped it more, and I was engulfed in a cloud of smoke, and I blacked out! When I woke up, it was like I had gone through a portal, and I was in some alternate reality where terrible world events such as Dance Monkey was never released, and the bat with COVID-19 ran into a glass window. I was loving this new world until I walked into my Minecraft-themed bedroom and realized, in this universe, Minecraft doesn't exist. I fell to my knees and screamed! Until I woke up next to the beanbag, and I looked inside to realize that the smoke was actually just fungal spores from a moldy chicken nugget. 2 weeks ago, I saw a $35 inflatable frog costume, and I bought it because I'm sick of wearing a mask, and a frog costume covers everything. I was waiting for it to arrive today while seeing if banana peels would stick to my ceiling when the doorbell rang. I ran downstairs and saw that the suit finally came. First, I got my head stuck, but then I managed to get it on, and I was so happy, but I couldn't reach behind me. So I asked my friend to zip me up, and
oh my gosh, you're too fat for it.
Anyways, I finally had it on at least, so I was excited to hit the streets. I was walking around in the suit, talking to some friendly citizens and dancing whenever I crossed the street when I saw people lined up for something. What's this line up for? Is this for ice cream? But the ice cream place didn't have any samples, so I kept freaking walking. Then I stared in the window of some shops trying to make eye contact with people until they got freaked out. And then I dropped some frog puns. What do frogs drink? Coca-Cola! But that's when I made a grave mistake. I was busting down a Nicki Minaj and throwing it back on a Tesla that was parked. When?
There's a person sitting in it.
If you want to see what happened to me, the link to the YouTube video is in my bio. Every morning, I check the comments on my TikToks, and people always ask if I'm crazy or on the devil's salad. Because apparently I act a little bit crazy in my videos. So, I thought I'd take you on a tour into my mind and how I make my TikToks. When I wake up, I eat expired rotten garbage from my neighbor's trash bin, and after a few hours, I start seeing and hearing things. And that's when I get to work. I take my iPad and go down into my basement where there's no light and sounds, and I start writing down a fun little story. And then I record the voiceover. I was applying a ton of lotion on my hands because they were as dry as my cat's ashes, and I also wanted my hands to be soft. But then I get frustrated for stuttering so much that I punish myself by watching a full Gabby Hanna podcast episode. Then I go film it and send it off to my editor named Georgie, who I pay $5,000 per TikTok to edit them. Just kidding, the editor's me. Georgie's gone. I ate him. Okay, surprise, surprise, this made no sense, but I did make an actual video showing the entire process of how I make my TikToks. So if you want to watch that, the link to the YouTube video is in my bio. Today was my first day working at Starbucks, and I was making a garbage water frappuccino until I realized this isn't a Starbucks, everything is fake. I'm in a fake Starbucks in IKEA. I ran as fast as I could to escape the fake Starbucks, and when I finally got out, I realized I still don't have a job. How am I gonna get enough money to buy a Shrek cardboard cutout? So I made a resume, even though I have 0 qualifications. I got in my car and drove to the haircut store, but they wouldn't hire me because they saw me give myself a bad quarantine haircut. So then I drove over to the grocery store, and then I was looking for the manager until some dude coughed in my face. I wiped the diseases off my face and then ran to my car to apply hand sanitizer. But I didn't realize I had a cut on my finger. It burned so bad that I passed out, but I was still driving my car and it rolled off by itself. When I woke up, I had no clue where I was. And my car was out of gas. I got out and realized I was in the middle of nowhere, but then I remembered I can just check my GPS and how did I end up in North Korea? Remember on Vine when people would get injured and then go viral for no reason? Well, I'm gonna be the first person on TikTok. So that put me in a coma for about 50 years, and the first thing I did when I woke up was check if the TikTok of me getting hit by a car went viral. But I found out that TikTok was no more. It was replaced by Vine 2000. Anyways, I was feeling hungry and super skinny after not eating for 5 decades, so I checked what was in the fridge. There was some pizza with mold on it, but mold just adds extra flavor, so I ate it. After my mold meal, I decided to wander around the empty wasteland. I was skating around, but then started to feel lonely because humans went extinct from COVID-70. But then I realized, this is the future. I'm sure they have time travel. I said, hey Siri, do you have time travel? And she was like, yeah, stupid, it's the future. What date do you want to go to? And I decided to go to a date that would change history. November 13th. I teleported into a Walmart and went to go look for the Gummy Bear album. I looked on every shelf, but I was a year too early. This right here is my birth certificate. Yup, I left my birth certificate in my pocket and it went through the washing machine. I found it while doing laundry and it was shriveled up like a little pecan, so the first thing I did besides completely panic was I tried putting it in the oven to get the water out. But then my whole house filled with smoke and now it's a burnt little turd nugget. Now everyone loses things. Things happen. I've lost my passport before, I've lost my wallet, I've microwaved my own credit card to see if it would turn into a potato chip. It did. My grandpa lost me in a parking lot when I was 10 and a strange man tried to abduct me and sell me for 2 goats on the black market in Zimbabwe. It's whatever. But what do you do when you literally destroy your birth certificate? Am I supposed to crawl right back into the womb and pop out and be like, wow, wow, give me a birth certificate now? If you Google how to get another birth certificate, it just says you were the world's biggest idiot. So I've decided I have to make a new identity. I try to think of it less as illegally photoshopping a birth certificate and more like creating a new sim. I printed it off and I'm excited to share that I am now Aria Nagrande. I think it looks super professional and no one will think that it's fake.